My friends, we are in the middle of building this mechanism, and we will be animating it in assembly workbench at the end of this series. Today we will be focusing our work on, so let's hide this and let's hide the crank, and today we'll be focusing on this oscillating part that will be moving, oscillating, revolving, not a full revolution, but a little back and forth. So we will be focusing on that. If you notice here, it's a cylindrical shaft in the middle, horizontally placed, and two ends are actually mirror. So we can only build one of them and then mirror it over on the other side. So in this part of the video, we will be building this shaft, which is a cylinder, and one of the ends, the prop side. Right. So here, the shaft will go, so it will be somewhere here. And so not the main shaft actually. So let's take our sketching and keep it on XZ plane, or maybe YZ plane, there, right there. And then turn on the cross-section view. Here we want to draw a circle that will have a 10 millimeter radius inside, and then draw another arc. It will be something like this, comes around. I want to keep that in the background, so, but I don't want to pull it in as an external geometry. I know that that makes our life a lot easier, but I would like to keep these parts independent as much as we can. So that way, if something goes bad or something is messed up, at least we don't have that problem propagating to the other parts. All right, now we can hide these parts. There. So I want to draw two straight lines, comes out at an angle, something like this, and make them meet as an arc at the end. So there will be another hole that will hold that sliding shaft. All right, so that's the sketch essentially. Let's make some beautification. So T on the keyboard to make them tangent on both sides, and I don't want to make it tangent right here. Okay, and then let's apply some diameter. So this is going to be, let's say, 5 millimeter, right? And this one radius will be 5 as well. Too much, maybe 4. Yeah, sure. This one we can make it 7.5 millimeter. So we have, let's go to taskbar. We have 3 degrees of freedom left. One of them is making these two horizontal. There. So if horizontal doesn't work for some reason, you can make them symmetric by this axis too. But I think in this scenario, the symmetric will not work. You'll have to make them horizontal to keep it symmetric. All right. And now let's apply a distance between these two, 10. Sure. Right. And then 1 degrees of freedom left, which is this height of this side. Maybe, so this height is important. We'll have to come back to it if the whole assembly doesn't work. We'll have to make it shorter or longer. So this is the height that we'll come back to. So maybe rename that as, say, support length. Yeah, support length. There. So we name it because if we name it, we can come, we don't have to get into the sketch to update that value. We can come to the constraint and the support length. We can make it, say, 20. It will be applied there. So that makes it easy. Or even we can make it, we can put it in a spreadsheet and then change it to the spreadsheet too. So that's why I want to name the constraints that I want to come back to adjust. All right. So this one, let's extrude that for, let's say, 2.5 millimeter, right? And then I want to thicken this part, this lower part. I want to thicken it. So draw another sketch without attaching anything. Draw another sketch on YZ plane. That's the original plane right there, right here. So on the other side, maybe draw. Now I can actually take this one as an external geometry, if it makes, a little bit easier. And then this one, I will say 15 millimeter. All right. So if you are in FreeCAD 1 version, pulling in an external geometry, it comes with as a construction geometry. In 1.1 developers version, any construction geometry will follow the active mode of this button here. So if it is solid geometry up here, if you pull in something as an external geometry, it will be solid. If it was construction here, it will be as construction. So let's keep that in our mind. So that's a solid geometry. All right, now let's push it for 2.5 millimeter. And I may have to make it reversed here. Yeah, there. So we have these two. Let's put them together as a fusion. So that is our one end. Let's see where that resides. Let's hide this one driver for a minute. So this is the side we just built. Let's name that as side support. So this one go right here. Another one will go on this side. It will be a mirror image, right? We can do that in the assembly workbench. So that's the end of this one. We don't want to mess up anything here. So we call it there. And then I want to create this shaft. So let's hide this. Let's hide that and draw a sketch on YZ plane one more time. And this time, so the shaft will be two circles. The first one is going to be 5 millimeter because this one is going to fit into that side, right? And let's make that, let's make that a solid shaft. So that's all we have. And extrude that. So this total distance was 100, right? Somewhere there. So let's make that 95 and make it symmetric. So all these value, if you choose, you can actually make them full parametrics, like, draw them from a spreadsheet. I'm just keeping those as free as I can, but you know that you can draw it from different sources and then make them play along together. I think this is a little too big. I want to fit it in between these two clear distance. So maybe 85. Let's keep it 90 for now. We can come back to it. Updating it very easy. What I want to do is I want to make it fit in within that clear distance right there. So yeah, let's not change the position, make it 0. So we have the shaft. It's a small shaft. So that will be rolling up and down. While we are at it, copy and hit, so keep everything selected and paste it. So rename that as large. So we will have to have another shaft right in there. And this one on the sketch, so what I'm doing is on the constraint, I'm going to make that 10 millimeter. So that is the main shaft, right? On this one, let's make it 120 millimeter. There. So we build one small shaft and then we also build this large shaft. So this one, we just build that one. All right. So if you know your way around within the sketch, you can actually duplicate things very easily, but copying and pasting it, it makes it independent. So these are not like related because we kept the sketch in the selection. That's it for this part. Next part, we will be building this driving shape, this slider that will go up and down. So stay tuned. See you in the next video.